Hey guys, this is Dan with Dr. The Psychology, with some special episode content only for YouTube. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and all your favorite podcast servers, but we wanted to make sure we prioritize engaging with our audience here. We planned carefully for this launch and are surprised, but pleased to see a solid debut. YouTube seems to like our content and is helping us find the right audience. We're seeing steady organic growth and are monitoring the metrics closely. For only having launched in the middle of the month, and for being long-form, deeply intellectual content, we're doing better than expected. At this level of psych analysis, we know it's best to aim for a niche audience. We won't have broad appeal, and that's okay. We're after quality, not necessarily quantity. So with that in mind, let's do a post-mortem on our first episode, The Giver, with a couple more tidbits that we didn't have time to get to. The people in Jonas's world live by what's called social scripts. For people who use social scripts, the meaning of things isn't intrinsically recognized or assigned as you go. It's constructed retroactively, once it's been made to fit in a socially validated framework. The meaning of any action, event, or relationship isn't self-evident the moment it occurs. It's only assigned later, once it's been filtered through structured, socially agreed-upon frames that confer legitimacy, coherence, and interpretability. Social scripts come from all kinds of places: government, law, academia, media, the workplace, religion. They all create meta-narratives that dictate how events are categorized. Language, predetermined social roles, and even historical precedent all reinforce retroactive meaning-making by removing ambiguity and propagating social cohesion. Here's how it works. The real-time event occurs, without any meaning yet attached to it. Later, the mind goes through a menu of scripts, and meaning is assigned by selecting off the menu of possible meanings. People tend to select the most socially reinforced narrative, and instead of a neutral meaning, are more likely to pick what's most culturally validated. Once meaning is assigned, it's validated through social reinforcement, friends agreeing, stories in the media repeating it. And that may not sound so bad, even if the meaning may be wrong or dependent on external validation. The real issue is what it does to the psyche. Memory restructuring causes perceptual fixation. The original memory is altered, making its meaning seem obvious in hindsight. Now the person will tell themselves they saw the signs all along and just didn't perceive them at the time. The new meaning becomes part of broader social scripts that reinforce the structure itself. Only, it distorts the structure. Experience is discounted and disorganized at the time it happens. And no matter what feeling or meaning you cognitively label something as later, your mind knows its true effective tone. Canonizing of the narrative is integrated structurally, entrenching lack of self-knowledge at the level of psychic architecture. This ensures future events are going to seem equally chaotic. You didn't understand what happened. You decided what happened. Say you've gotten to know someone over many years and suddenly, you've fallen in love with them. Your relationship didn't have any of the socially validated hallmarks of what relationships are supposed to look like. You didn't have what are normally thought of as dates. You didn't meet each other's parents. You didn't go to dinners and movies. But you've gotten to know this person over the stretch of years, and your feelings simply changed. That's meaning-making outside of the approved social script, self-awareness, and the ability to recognize something even when it doesn't fit into prescribed expectations. But what happens if you confess your love, and they respond, "You don't know me that well. We've never even been on vacation together." It might feel like a slap in the face. You might even be offended at having a long-term, deep and meaningful relationship reduced to a vacation. Oh, I must be completely brain-dead to think anything we shared actually meant anything. Apparently it takes a vacation to really know someone. Ah yes, love is only real if it includes a beach trip. Let me write that down in my guide to life's dumbest rules. Once I know whether or not you prefer the aisle seat, I'll finally understand your soul. Do you suddenly become a different human once you check into the Hilton? I thought I knew you, but now that I've seen you pick up a rental car at the airport, I truly get you in the most profound way. It'd be ridiculous, right? But that's what's happening when experience is conceptualized based on external markers instead of internal experience. The relationship itself got reduced to a thing, to what other people say it is, not what it actually is. An intrinsic emotional state has been replaced with a context-dependent event. That person is showing they don't trust their own feelings and perception to define what something is. They need to structure experience in a defined external narrative. So what happens when who you are and what you feel and what you share can't be boxed into a prescripted framework? It doesn't count, or it doesn't exist. It's not real because it can't be recognized. And do you want to live that way? Performing roles, not existing in a state of being? Following scripts that tell you whether you can or can't have something, depending on how it looks? Love? Happiness? Success? Security? Following social scripts will inevitably result in missing what's right in front of you, unless it comes with a label reading, "This is how this is supposed to look." Meaning needs to be self-defined, not dismissed, if you can't find a narrative to fit it. Retroactive meaning-making results in simply not knowing how to read the body and emotions signals. This isn't something to take lightly. Once internal cues are overwritten by external cueing, not only is identity formation fractured, the sense of personal control is lost. You no longer make choices relative to embodied desire. You're constantly scanning for signals of who and how to be. Social legitimacy replaces internal reality. External validation is prioritized over personal truth. And the more widely a script is accepted, the harder it is to contradict. Social scripts inevitably result in disorganized cognitive and affective mapping. It becomes a self-perpetuating cycle, and after a certain point, you no longer have a choice. You have to follow the script. Say goodbye to ever being truly fulfilled in life. Internal meaning-making is no longer possible. Not without a therapist anyway. Psychological growth and maturation is not something that just happens with the passing of time and the building of experience. We have to work actively to address our biases and non-conscious defenses. They will not be undone on their own. They require outside intervention, before even progressing shaping a healthier and more adaptive identity. Full episodes of Dr. the Psychology will be released on the 15th of every month, with shorter content in between. Our next episode, dropping April 15th, is a fun and thought-provoking ride through Charlie Kaufman's fan-favorite Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. In May, we'll be introducing mini-episodes on the 1st of every month. These won't be media analysis, but exploration of the psychodynamic concepts that define our practice philosophy. The modalities we practice from and the theories we subscribe to usually aren't known to the general public. We're not a CBT-based practice, if you know what I mean. Pop Psych isn't all bad, and you can find a lot of good helpful info if you know where to look. But our team is pretty advanced in terms of theoretical psychology. You won't find our knowledge base anywhere else. Anyway, let's wrap it up for now. Thanks for listening, and we hope you found this episode useful.